What is going on, fam? Thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about my recap of 2019. But before I get into any further of this video, I need you to hit that follow, subscribe, connect button because you don't want to miss out on further content. This year has been a breakthrough for me as well as the headaches, but I assure you, you're going to enjoy what's yet to come. So beginning of the year in 2019, I went through a very tragic breakup just like anybody else. I think if you go back to the playlist in January or the videos in January, I kind of talk about that because I wanted to build authenticity. Now, of course, I realized the videos before that, I was not necessarily burning out, but I was really angry. I didn't have a good sense of self. The identity was just a really big thing because I was trying to do style. I was trying to do menswear style like Aaron Marino and Antonio Centeno and Jose Zuniga and teaching men's fashion, and I felt like a fraud. So I decided to take a break, and I was really angry because I just realized how different the world is when you get outside of college. And it was just really upsetting because I'm like, this is not what I want to do with my life. I get this corporate America job, and I'm like, what the fuck? I don't like this. Like, this is not what I studied in the book. Again, I ended up going through this breakup, and then I needed time to retool myself. For about 3 months, I did not drink alcohol, which was actually a shocker for me. I worked out. I did strategies, I did coping mechanisms, I learned how to improve myself, retool myself of what is my current situation, how do I get better at it. Then the ball started rolling and I ended up using what was a 25-page ebook, and I turned that into an actual ebook. So instead of it being a PDF, I uploaded it to Amazon, and that is this book right here, Who the Fuck Am I? A Perfectly Imperfect Guide to Become Woke at Life, Discover Your Purpose, and Scale Your Potential. And what I realized is I took this book on the basis of a personality disorder, talked about depression, anxiety, and addiction, and these behavioral patterns that are affecting your everyday life. So I take that, put into a book, and come June, I am now a self-published author. Major accomplishment is publishing my first book. I'm already working on my second book, which will be a collection, kind of like short stories into kind of like a nonfiction novel. Don't know what it's called yet, but it's in the works. So again, major accomplishment for 2019 is this book. If you want to get the first chapter for free, I'll post a link down in the description. Just note that you will also have the opportunity to get a Gray House Consulting membership and a free leadership crash course. But that, again, there's a lot yet to come because it took me a while to create clarity for my message. What I learned creating this book, I realized, who is this for? If I look in the mirror, who am I looking at? Who the fuck am I? And I realized I'm a very shy administrator. I get very anxious when there's conflict. It puts me on edge. I get very angry inside. I get very overwhelmed, high anxiety. And I realized it's for the reserved professional. How do you stand up and speak your voice? How do you set the tone when you need to set the tone? It took me a while to enhance my communication skills. One, because I have severe ADHD and, amongst other things, high levels of anxiety. So again, I realized crafting this is like, how can I help the shy, reserved administrator that can't stand up for themselves stand up for themselves? And I realized instead of it being, who am I? Who the fuck am I? Once you start being a little eccentric and you start getting that ball rolling, now your true self can stand out. I created clarity for my message. The shy, reserved professional, generally the IT guy, accountant, computer programmer, you name it. If you're a shy, reserved administrator, my message is for you. But if you can connect with me and you're not in that category, hey, then kudos to you. I'm glad I could help. With my book and my message now becoming more and more clear and concise, now the third thing I was trying to generate a service, because if I start a business, I have to deliver a service or product. This, unless I'm doing full-time writing and I do a product launch, this is not going to make me a lot of money unless it's a New York Times bestseller. But I don't have an audience. If I am starting from scratch, I don't have an audience, I don't have authority in anywhere, well, where do I go from here? And I decided to create a resume writing course. Now, I was doing resume writing, but it wasn't generating me constant money, even though I could do it very well. I just have no platform. So I create a book, I deliver clarity on my message, and then I create a free online course using Udemy and Skillshare. And then again, another flop with all the business stuff tied to it. I'm thinking, what the fuck? Like, it's a free course and nobody wants it. Initially, I was going to sell at $200 a pop, but when you're on Skillshare and Udemy and you're not doing your own traffic and they're doing it for you, then unless you're reeling in a lot of money, then nobody wants it. So I decided to take it from $200 and give it for free because I thought bigger. I'm like, well, instead of me consulting people who don't have jobs or maybe they don't have a really good paying job, what if I can help the company that hires them train and develop their people to become A players? That was my next step, right? So I give this course. I literally took this much knowledge into an all-inclusive free course. If a college course that ranges around $3,000, this Essentials of Technical Communication only has 20 pages of actual how to get a job information, then I had to outsource using this template, the book of resumes. You've been seeing it time and time again. I always pull this out because this was the start of me generating this resume writing business. I took resumes that stand out, the perfect phrases for resumes, oh, there it is, effective immediately, 101 interview questions, and 60 seconds that you're hired. So I take all of these books and I read them and I find what are the things that I learned that could help somebody else that this couldn't teach. And I realized that I just decided to give the templates and the lateral thinking method on how to answer difficult interview questions and all this good stuff into a course. What resume writers are charging $700 for, because that's what I charge, I gave it away into a course, one, to build an audience, but two, to provide value of, it doesn't matter what you have. Like, you have to be able to assess yourself, see what you're good at, get rid of what you're not good at, and think outside the box. The minute you start thinking outside the box, life becomes virtually limitless. So again, if you want that free course, I will post that somewhere around here in a link or down in the description. Just ensure you get it. Again, you never know. There's always some good value in that. I have the cover letter template. I have the power verbs template, influential titles template. I have selling ads, which is like selling adjectives. Everything that you could learn in these books, it's given away for free. The only thing, or the only caveat, is you really seeing how good or how bad you are at things. And the assessment part is a really, really good video in that course. It's free, guys. Make sure you check it out. I assure you, you won't regret it. Essentially, that is exactly what I have done in 2019. I created a book, I created a course, and now I have what I would deem automatic authority because I am really good at these particular things. And when you write a book, in the word authority, there's a word author for authorship. So again, it's been a really, really crazy year. And with all that said and done, it's just been a blessing and a curse at the same time, but you know, you just got to keep pushing forward. Guys, thank you very much. If you have any questions, if you're stuck, if you have any plans for 2020, let me know. That's exactly why I'm here. And make sure that you follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I am on LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Tumblr. If there's any way I can provide value to you, I will do it. Until next time, guys, stay tuned. Take care.